drove the van off the driveway and the wheels came off and rolled down the hill. Dad needs your help to lift it back on. Lydia, it wasn't my fault. The computer shouldn't have been left in the counter. I didn't mean for my juice to spill all the way over there. Lydia, I know you have to have that done in an hour, but Hala hit Joshua and Joshua thought Josiah hit him, so he hit him back, and then Josiah picked up my brand new doll and went to hit him, but he missed and hit Priscilla, and then Priscilla went and woke up Mom from her nap, crying in her ear. And now they're all crying. Lydia, don't you think Josiah should say sorry for touching my doll? Sounds chaotic, doesn't it? Life with siblings is definitely chaotic. Siblings, they're a puzzle. Growing up with them, you'd think we'd have them figured out. The simple idea of having a good sibling relationship is denied by the world as strange. Sooner or later, we have to face the consequences for failing to deal with a good sibling relationship. Let's put a lasso around sibling rivalry and rein in our understanding of the problem by looking at the relationships, the problems, and some solutions to sibling rivalry. This sibling chaos is disrupting, and you'd think would cause me to resent my siblings. It isn't uncommon to hear when siblings say they hate their siblings. Ouch. This is normal, right? Time magazine recently came out with an interesting article. From the time they are born, our brothers and sisters are our collaborators, our co-conspirators, our role models in cautionary tales. They are our scolds, protectors, goads, tormentors, playmates, counselors, sources of envy, objects of pride. They teach us how to resolve conflicts and how not to conduct friendships and how to walk away from them. Our spouses arrive comparatively late in our lives. Our parents eventually leave us. Our siblings may be the only people who truly qualify as partners for life. Interesting, isn't it? Our siblings are our only real partners for life. Why is sibling rivalry such the norm? It's all around us. It's an expected aspect to family life. Why is this the expectation? Media plays a large part in it. Consider these examples. Sitcoms like Drake and Josh show sibling rivalry toward each other. Bart and Lisa in The Simpsons, JJ and Thelma Evans in Good Times, and Linus and Lucy in the classic comic Peanuts. It's a given. Siblings fight. And these television shows typically find this fighting funny. Not just on television, but all over our society. People are encouraged to segregate relationships. Age segregation is common in schools, churches, extracurricular activities, and you could say even in our homes. To make sure that learning equates to maturity, schools corral students of the same age into a classroom. Not that this doesn't have value, but the end result is separating family members for most of the day. Learning and growing mostly takes place away from one another. It even discourages siblings from wanting to spend time with one another. I'm often asked what grade I'm in, and like most homeschoolers, we have to really think to figure out what grade we're in. That whole concept of grades didn't come along until 1848, as noted by Carl M. Bundy in Isn't It Normal for Children to be Divided by Age in School? He notes, most American schools were ungraded until the second half of the 19th century, this having been introduced to the United States in 1848. A group of educators were impressed by some graded schools they had seen in Germany. They proposed adoption of this technique in this country. What this change made was a kind of society that changed the idea of sibling relationships. So kids are supposed to be segregated in schools. This became the norm in the 20th century, and this norm rolled into our Sunday schools and even our homes. Today, children of most families are expected to have their own bedrooms. They're involved in all their extracurricular activities, they have separate friends, and when they come over, their siblings had better stay out of their room. These kind of relationships can be devastating. You can't forget the story of Cain and Abel, two brothers in the fight to please God, and in the end, one brother kills the other. Sibling rivalry has been natural since the beginning of history. Proverbs 17:17 says, "A friend loves at all times, but a brother is born for adversity." Siblings who hate each other as children sometimes hate each other as adults. They never develop that bond of lifetime partnership that's referenced in the Time article. Think of your siblings. Do you have a good relationship with your brothers and sisters? If you do in today's world, you are an exception. Here's a challenge I would like all siblings to consider. Your brothers and sisters should be your best friends. You know, those younger siblings who annoy the daylights out of you. What if you could see the incredible personalities inside each of them? Seem impossible? In their book, Making Brothers and Sisters Best Friends, the Malley siblings give several steps to fixing broken sibling relationships. Here are a couple. 1. Don't get so bothered and irritated. Why don't I like my brother? I don't know, he just bugs me. My younger siblings are plain old annoying, and my older sisters are Miss Know-It-Alls. Sarah Malley argues that these irritations are opportunities for us to learn and grow, to enhance the relationship at hand, to learn to love one another. Being able to focus on what's good about a sibling helped me in my relationship with my younger brother Isaiah. See, he has a habit for taking forever to do the dishes. He's only a couple years younger than me, so there's no excuse for this slowness other than laziness. This part of his personality is small, but was big to me a couple years ago. I was resolved. Isaiah should be faster. How fast? Why, as fast as me, of course. I would grow so angry when trying to change him that our relationship was just miserable. There were times when I would wish he wasn't my brother at all. Sad, isn't it? At first, I thought it would be impossible. Forgiving him and trying to look on his good side? Come on, the dishes were taking forever. But I gave it a try. I started by looking at his good side. I also started to realize that I can't just look at Isaiah's good side. I have to notice how I act towards him. Towards all siblings, a simple go away or I'm busy can harm a sibling's perspective of what they think of you. Through this, I found that I was the biggest problem in our relationship. So not only did I pretend not to be bothered, I tried to be more encouraging. This was not easy at first. But over time, I found my attitude begin to change. You know, Isaiah is the most easygoing, agreeable, caring, and most of all, helpful kind of guy. I focused on that. I started to grow more patient with him about his chores. I started to like him once again, more and more as time went on. Now, though Isaiah's speed has gotten better, he still takes forever to do the dishes. But I'm refusing to allow that to get on my nerves. Isaiah is a very special guy. 2. Show humility. The Malleys are convinced that one master key to a good sibling relationship is humility. The word humility comes from the word humus, or dirt. That's so direct, isn't it? Putting yourself as low as dirt is kind of hard. But it's the best way to solve for bad sibling relationships, even fights. In many ways, my sister Cynthia and I are complete opposites. Cynthia wears dresses. I don't. Cynthia's good at cooking and would make fun of me when I would try. See, I'm sort of a tomboy. And don't laugh, because I could probably beat you in arm wrestling. The difference between Cynthia and I was the center of contention in our relationship. Fighting and disagreeing was normal and had no reason, so it seemed, to stop. Then, my parents forced me and Cynthia to share a bedroom. Cynthia was afraid that I would beat her up every night, and I was afraid that she would poison me in my sleep. There was extreme tension, but we both agreed to give it a try to get along, maybe even enjoy one another. Our conversations got deeper. We appreciated what we had in common, and better yet, what we didn't. We humbled ourselves toward each other. We found the good in our opposing personalities. That is, what is most important. I now make a habit of finding the best in my siblings' personalities. This is what friends do. They love each other. They humble themselves toward each other. They believe in one another. In reality, friends come and go. But for me, my siblings will be there for me, and I there for them. They know and love me as I know and love them. Looking at sibling relationships from a different angle. A relationship filled with loving and joyful chaos. I hope your relationship will start with the same chaos mine did. Lydia, Cynthia drove the van on Tula, and Tabitha spilled water on your, and Hannah is, and Josiah, and Lydia, can I have some juice?
Your time was 10:02.
Thank you for timing.